This should be public. I don't know. I can't see the chat. Maybe if I push this button. Push buttons. I don't know. I give up. Can you sign back into this so that I can see what's going on? Just unlock. Thank you.
Nope.
So annoying. Possible I give up on the video program, Ray.
It's possible.
Yeah. If it's going to be like this, no, I haven't been happy with this iPhone 10. We talked about it rained the other day. Had to work on a driveway.
You did work on it.
Didn't I?
Yes. The driveway is back.
That took all day.
Yeah, you really did a good job there for as quick it was, man. That's a lot of work.
I sat on the tractor.
With a machine, no, even with a machine.
All day.
Because if you don't know how to run that thing, it's going to be lumpy and you're going to be running back and forth and back and forth.
Well, I did a lot of the back and forth part.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's smooth.
Thank you.
Did I crush it down a little bit?
I did more than you did. You're what? Well, I guess that's not a dolly, is it? No, you didn't crush it any more than I did. And it's crushing into the ruts, but such is life. As I pick the rocks out of the yard, I'll have some more rocks.
Yeah. Missing hardware. God, there's missing hardware. I'll have to go out to the truck. Jesus. What the hell, man? No.
Do it.
Comment?
I no comment. We have 2 viewers, so at least this thing is live.
Well, I like doing my Playfield work with nut driver. I don't like using a impact because it goes in too quick, and you have to take a chance on splitting the wood. I don't know. I just like it. My hand is strong enough. If you have a limp wrist and hand, then you might want to use.
You can't say limp wrist.
No, I mean really. Some people don't have that strength. I got strength. Man. They don't have strength. I mean, look at all these screws. Do you know how many screws I turned in?
Saying you can't say limp wrist.
Well, that's what it is.
That's offensive to some people.
Dude, it's just you don't have a strong wrist. A golfer has a strong wrist. Okay? Some folks that do computer work, they don't. They have carpal tunnel. That's weak. So you might not want to use a manual nut driver. You might want to use your thing, but beware that unless you have the torque set just right, you're going to strip the hole or break the screw off, because these are not hardened metal. These are very soft fasteners.
So sideways ratcheting screwdriver.
Sideways ratchet. No, I wasn't suggesting. So this is how I choose to do it, and it gets the job done, and I can feel how tight I'm getting without breaking the head off of the screw or stripping the hole.
You can be too strong to do work on pinballs.
Generally, if you use a nut driver,
You can strip them by hand too. If you're not practiced at it.
a drill driver is almost always going to strip it.
And
You can
oftentimes
either have it set too low or too tight. Wood is not consistent generally. The grain will make one area tighter, one area looser. So setting your drill driver is not.
something old, something might have been underwater.
Yep. Drill driver, you'll be going nuts with the torque of the drill driver. So you're still going to have to go back over it. So why not do it if you can stand it? Okay. I mean, so far it doesn't look like much is done here, and probably isn't in the grand scheme of things. What I like to do with doing this job, you're right, you do the nut certs first. You pound them all in. There's 11 or there's 22 nut certs I put in. There's an art to doing that. Don't try to put the nut cert in with one hit of the hammer. Keep tapping on it. It'll go in gradual.
We've covered this before, and I used to like.
Remember, I had the little rig that I pull them in with. I would use the gun for that. I had a washer on one side with a screw, and I pull them in.
You can do that. You can do that. But this new wood is soft enough that it goes in and you get it flush.
That's fine.
I wouldn't recommend using the old T-nuts.
Because you can't get them out. Well, you can. You can hammer them out.
There's a couple reasons for it. Most of the hardware that hasn't been taken off the top of this, it might break. They twist off. Remember? So I like to use Croyle on the back to give it a little bit of a break, because a lot of that stuff, especially cottage, will twist right off.
Because they use Loctite.
They Loctite. Williams did it sometimes not. The other thing I like to do after the T-nuts and the GI is done, then I like to put on the big metal parts. Cut the wire off and leave a sample of the size, or the color.
Marker.
The color. So when you go to put this back together, out of all this stuff, you'll know by the direction it is where it goes on here. The last thing to do is to take off the wiring and put it on. I like to put all the heavy metal parts, because if you leave all the wiring attached to the heavy metal parts, chances are it's going to break off anyway.
Yeah, you might as well redo them anyway, right?
Yeah, because it's 22 gauge wire. I think it's 20 gauge, but it'll break. Yeah. So that's what I like to do. The heavy parts on, and then you do your wiring harness. It's a matter of technique. Do what you want, but
Why aren't you using a rotisserie? Why aren't you using a rotisserie?
I would need 2 of them, and I don't know if that would work with this curved playfield.
I see you.
How would you attach it? It's not straight. How would you attach it?
I don't know. Remember that one Gary built?
Yeah.
We did checkpoint on it.
Yeah, I guess it was okay. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter if it's curved, because Gary's mounted at the ends. I guess that's what they do. But so it would be doable, I guess. But I don't know, Mike. I just like setting here with all my stuff
It sits still. It's stable.
Yeah, I put, moving blanket, and I just set it here, and I did this part, flipped it back to the empty part, and I could set and reach all the stuff setting on the floor. If you have a rotisserie, your back's going to break because you're going to be leaning over the thing, standing or sitting on a workbench chair. You're still leaning over it. I think that would be harder than this. Do what you want.
I agree.
You can do what you want. That's what they made the rotisseries for. Some people like it. I don't know if, unless you do a lot of these, I don't know whether it would benefit buying one of those things.
Why would you want to do a lot of these?
I don't know. Is there a company that does these exclusively?
No, I doubt it.
No. You hear a lot about this. You see people buy them, and I know what they do with them. They buy it and they're excited about it. There it is. It's in a box. This is a Playboy project over here. This is Jim's. And this was one that was around for years.
Oh, okay, yeah, I almost forgot about that.
This is the CPR Playfield. This will be the box for that. This is a CPR Playfield
Yeah.
for Playboy.
Okay.
So this will be done with the cabinet.
Oh, yeah, I see a cabinet, another Playboy, imagine that.
Yeah, this was I think our fourth one. We did 4 of them. This would have been the 4th.
I haven't done any Playfield spots on them.
We did 2 Playboys and a sexy girl, and this is so it would be the 4th.
Who's counting?
I just. I know Kevin's really happy.
He should be.
He wants another one. I said,
What? Oh, for his other building.
yes, the building, yes. So I don't know. I mean,
Everybody should have 2 copies.
Copies of every pinball machine. That way they can have one wherever they are.
no. Okay. He does.
Did you order your brand?
Brand new LE?
He does. What?
Did you, I don't even know what's out now. Did you order your brand new whatever? LE? Why not?
Why not? You really want my answer? Well, all right. Doing this for a living, Mike, it's not the thing that I want for enjoyment. It's okay to do for a living, and I enjoy my work, but my choice of a hobby is not this. Sorry. And my answer to anybody watching is, would you want to do for a living for your hobby enjoyment? No. No. Would you want to do this 24 hours a day? No.
Yeah, well,
You think you would?
That's the problem, is you think you would. That's the problem.
Well, I enjoy it, and my hobby's cars. And even though it does not pay bills and money, it just costs money. That is my choice. Hobbies and things you do for work are often offset by major differences. I have friends that have automotive businesses, and they do not want to look at a car when they get out of work.
No.
Sorry, take your silly questions somewhere else. They do sports. They like soccer and sports. That's generally what they like.
Soccer? Who likes soccer?
Dave
I don't even know
Who that is?
Lionville,
Oh, okay.
and his brother
No, I
Don.
always kind of wondered about them.
Yeah,
now
they-
I understand.
Yeah,
because I don't know anybody.
they
who
like
likes soccer.
sports. They do not do cars for amusement. But that's, I'm explaining what my take is on it.
Yeah.
And then, no, I don't have. Huh?
That's too bad.
Well, no, it's not.
I wanted to play it.
Huh? You don't do for a hobby enjoyment what you do for a living. I'm sorry, you just don't. When I did office equipment for 30 years, I didn't come home and do it for fun. Sorry, no. It don't happen. And I don't care how much fun this seems. I'll give you the truck for a couple months. You see if you can do it when you get home. No, you won't. The Bell telephone guy. It'll wear off after a while. That was funny. Yeah, I know.
How many hours did I used to?
Put in there.
Yeah,
I learned the hard
for
way.
years though.
I learned the hard way. Now I don't want to do
Well,
it at all.
about 8 years.
Now I'm glad you're doing this.
Job for me.
And you were down there 7 days a week till all hours of the day. 16-hour days.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't.
For 8 years, I know.
I'd love to have that time.
It wasn't that bad, maybe. Really. But yeah, you get the gist of it. This stuff on film, and when you go on YouTube and you go on all these other venues, social media venues and such, and you go to the shows and you do tournaments. This is fun as a casual hobby. But if you do this as a dedicated business, then you're really not going to be interested. I don't know. At least I won't. That's my take on it. It's all right. You got to be serious about your work, and I am. Been through since 1998. I often found it was better when I had a real job, and I would do this as a hobby business instead of the 60 hours a week that I do this. And I like to try to narrow that down to less by doing not this kind of thing, because this is not less. This is to be done in spare time. This is not to be done as a substitute for earning money to pay bills. This does not do that. This will bury you if you're a business. You have to either have wealth or you have to have a job that subsidizes this. And people that don't do this will learn sooner or later it comes done. They get in debt and it comes done. We've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We bought collections from people like that. But in any case, this is entertaining. I think I've done pretty much a nice job so far on what that looks like.
I agree. That's progress.
Correcting stuff that was in it, putting what's obvious on the new Playfield. So you continue on doing that, and then it should just install in the machine. Of course, the machine probably needs a good bit of cabinet and metalwork assembly, whatever's done.
Haven't really looked at it.
That's months away from being done generally, in this case, because of what it was. It marginally played, I played it.
Did it?
It's a matter of opinion whether it totally worked or not.
So did you rebuild the flippers when you moved them over? No.
Yes.
You
No,
did?
they were already.
Oh, were
I've added my touch. I put, the coils are okay. They did bell cranks and they did end of stroke switches, so I added hubs and replaced hardware that was wrong.
Gotcha.
So they're generally pretty good. Now flipper bats also were shot. So that's, yeah, I added to what they did. Yeah. If I was restoring this, I would put the flipper coils in as well, because they're original from 1985. But I don't know that that is appropriate at this time. I think this is just to get this thing assembled in try to meet the October thing, but I highly doubt if that's going to work. I don't know yet. There's too much in the way. There's too much other things that I got to do. If I got off the road to do this, would I make a week? And then it would be done. And it would be hard. I'd be hard pressed to get this done in a week, and back in the machine and the machine assembled in a week. That'd be kind of hard. But this is.
Don't look at me.
This is what happens to all of these swaps. You're dealing with existing conditions in the machine because the machine's several years old, so it's not an easy go. And when you take it apart, you find out all that happens to be done unless you ignore it, like I said earlier. This is not a simple, well, what's taking so long? You just bolt parts on. No, that's not how you do it. If that's how you do it.
Remember that black night that
somebody dumped on me?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Oh, I did the Playfield job. 98% done. Yeah, right.
I know who that was, and I remember it. Yeah, and he gave up because he couldn't even get it to play. Yeah. Yes, I do remember that, Mike. He was a seasoned flipper, too. He used to buy and sell quite a lot. I think he slowed up. You know why?
Why is that?
He had kids.
Is that what happened?
And the wife said, no. Sorry, you're ridiculous. Stop it.
We don't have any scrap playfields around, do we? Nope.
No, you sold them all. Oh, wait, no, I do have one right there. What is it? It's a hot tip.
It's a hot tip?
Yes, hot tip.
Yeah. Okay.
It's donating parts to that thing. So whatever's left is
Gotcha.
scrap Playfield.
Hot tip. PBR wants Playfields to play with.
Well, he can have that one.
He can have that. I'll send it to him for nothing.
It's just there to donate parts for that thing. That really needs a back glass. I don't. That's a fun little old pin. We used to have fun at it. I think that was the most fun we had over at the hardware store, playing that
Perhaps.
hot tip thing. Spinner, the spinner. You have video of that. I was looking on the internet, and you made a video at Joanne's on Joust Pinball. It's on there in 2013.
Yeah. Yep. Did I tell you PBR is watching? Yeah, I guess I did.
Yeah.
You can have that.
That is almost done. If you're looking at that, that's the Medusa thing.
What's this?
Huh?
Do what? Say what? Medusa?
He did get a new apron.
How about the guy over here? What is it?
It's a Flash Gordon. I got the plastics, and I'm going to finish the Playfield's done from here down. I got to do from here up. And it's done. It's out of here.
So you're just a shop job.
Yes.
And you say he's got a new apron. Just not that one.
Yeah, he got it.
All right, well, that's good.
What's this? What's this over here?
What?
This
Oh.
thing.
This is John.
Is this the one? Is this the one that's supposed to go this week?
Next week, the 4th.
Okay. What you done to it so far?
Started to take it apart gray high,
Hmm.
and we were evaluating the LED job. And it has these infamous Bally's 555 wedge base sockets, which are terrible. And they're hard to even get a glass tube in, let alone LED.
Okay.
The LED lamps, in their infinite wisdom, and I don't care who makes them, they're wider and fatter, and they don't fit in some of these lamp sockets. So you really have to stretch the metal copper prongs to get it in. Well, when you're pushing down from the top and they're not supported, they end up bending. These are notorious for that. Bally, toward the end of their run with their machines, started using these white wedge-based lamp sockets. These things are terrible. They're the cheapest ones that they ever used. They're cheaper than the ones in like an 8-ball deluxe. But once you condition them, they're still hard to get a lamp in.
Are you going to wipe down that backboard?
It's terrible.
Yeah. John's going to do a lot of his own work. He likes playing with this. As a hobby, he is a day trade stockbroker for investment people. So he's on a computer all day on the stock exchanges. So his world is figures, numbers, and tedious trades. So he likes the hands-on thing. He likes that.
All right, then what are you doing to it?
I'm just prepping it so he can do it. He cannot do jet bumpers, flippers, and some of the other stuff,
Okay.
and board work stuff. So I'm prepping it so he can play with it.
I was going to wonder what was next.
He's going to re-rubber it. He's going to do. He said he wants to do the lamps. Really, he gets a load out of putting these. Here's the kit.
Yeah. Oh, that looks terrible.
When he gets a load out of it,
Where'd that kit come from?
that is a Marco kit.
Looks awful.
That is a Marco. I don't know who Marco uses. It's this.
Oh, God.
It's pinballbulbs.com. Marco uses that.
It looks like the cheapest, most. This is the worst kit I've ever seen in my life.
version 1. Yeah, it's version 1.
Right.
He bought it. I didn't.
Okay, that's fine.
I told him to go to Pointagree. That's a much better lamp.
We have a video on how to do this, and that's not the way.
Pinballbulbs.com and comment. Both of them. We tried those, and I can honestly say I favor Pointagree.
Yeah.
If you like those, enjoy. But
Well, I have a
don't-
process.
That's definitely not this play match a color shit. The colors are already.
You know what?
The colors are already in the inserts. All you
Yeah,
got to do is apply light to
We
it.
used to do it, and we learned from doing it before. We're not just saying it because we used to do it, but it looks too carnival-like. It looks too much. It's too gaudy. It's like you said, the insert has its own color. Now, all right, I agree favoring it with cool and warm
Yes.
hues. So that brings out enough of the color
Without overdriving it.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. That's exactly what it does. Now, it's a matter of if you like to overdrive it, that's cool. But now, the only place I see colors used is like if it's a clear insert and you want to colorize it, like Circus Voltaire, you know, you colorize it at the bottom. Because if you put cool or warm whites in there, it comes out at your face too much.
Right.
But there are very rare cases of this. In most of this, you want to just go.
90% and
90 of the jobs, you're going to use cools and
All
warms
you
for
got to do is
everything.
buy a bag of 100, get your discount, and you're going to need warms or cools, either 40
Premiums, and they won't.
Ghosting no matter whatever you put them in.
Yes, you want to get premiums. Do not buy unless you're doing GIs. So you want premiums, and then you don't need to get the board.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, the board works in valleys,
Oh, okay.
but
What was I referring to?
the WPC stuff.
Oh, yeah. Didn't somebody?
That little board, yeah, somebody did, and it don't work. It's
Oh, I don't want to
thing-
use.
Coin taker, I want to put this board in there. Well, go ahead.
It was the darndest thing we ever saw, and Ray was tuning it with the computer. You have to program it with a laptop.
Oh, that's fun.
Still didn't work.
No. It's neat what it can do, but so what? I don't get it. You're trying to make it do what these new JJP machines do. You're trying to make your WPC do what they do.
Yeah.
You can actually program it to control the light show, other than what the board is doing.
Who has time for that?
How did that become important?
If you want to play with it, it's cool, but it's several $100s. It's not the real easiest thing to use. You can't do it standalone. It's not push button board thing. You got to use your laptop to plug into it.
Joy.
Yeah. I forget who did it. I don't think it'll be around long. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be.
Well, why don't you continue your work there and we'll see if we can come up with another job. What are you doing? You need parts?
No, I'm just taking a break. Yeah.
All right.
I see we have 7 viewers. Hello, everybody. I want to get, matter of fact, I want to wrap it up.
I've been out here since noon. I took a break to eat and came back, so collectively I probably have 8 hours here, maybe 7, of constant work. So, and altogether so far I probably have 20 in that, and that's all stuff.
That's ridiculous.
You do it till you get it done.
Or you
This
slop
is-
job it and then you
Hand it off to me to try to
solve.
What?
I'm thinking Black Knight's haunting me again.
Oh. Why?
Because you rush job it and then it's.
Oh no, you
And then
can't.
it's-
and then it don't work.
That's too expensive. You spent way too much on that. I don't know what it costs, but you don't rush this thing. You do this right, or else you screw up the whole thing. I mean, you know, be aware also that clear coat can be damaged very easily. If you drag a switch arm across it, it'll scratch it very easily. It won't take paint off, but it'll scratch that. That clear coat is brittle like glass. It will scratch easily. If you slip putting stuff on the other end of that, if you tighten something too tight, guess what the clear coat's going to do? It'll send spider cracks as far out as tight as you do. So if you're going to use a drill driver on that, a nut driver with your drill driver, when you put the posts in, which are 1/4 inch, if you bang that on there with that, be aware the spider crack that comes out of the clear coat is going to exceed the post, the plastic post, which is about a 1/2 inch in diameter. So my advice is you can get away with that drill driver thing on the bottom of the playfield, but you got to do the top. You better not use it. It'll do it.
Are you going to drill the holes on the top?
Drill them? For what?
Before you put the screws in through the clear coat.
Oh, you mean the post screws? Oh, you have to. And you got to go slow, and you got to start with a very small size and a sharp drill.
Okay. What size are you drilling them out to?
I don't know. You would know. I don't know. I would go very small. I would probably go.
Well, you want to go about the size of
Just
the end of the teeth of whatever size screw you're using.
Yeah, well, you can tell the solid part of the wood screw is what size you should probably drill
Right.
to. So your screw, uh, flat screw, bites into.
Has good bite, but
Yeah.
not more than it needs.
No, not more than it needs, because it will then split things. Yeah, that's hard because when you do all the posts, you do have to do that because they're not drilled. Yeah.
PBR is the only one commenting, which is fine.
He's what?
The only one commenting.
You want screws to have some bite. Agreed.
Yes, you can't drill it out the whole size.
The screw, then it won't tighten down. Then you're back to toothpicking the thing.
If you're not sure, use the Playfield that you're taking from and
Use that the
experiment.
size. Yeah.
Drill it, and then you play with it and choose what you like. Because the bigger the hole you make, the easier the screw will go in. The less it will bite. The smaller the hole you make, the more it's going to bite, but you're going to have to be wrenching on it harder. So you don't want it too tight. You'll break off the hardware. Maybe that's why you sell so much of that post hardware stuff.
Yeah, I'm about sold out in most of
I
that
know.
stuff.
You had hundreds of them. Maybe
I had trouble filling this.
Last order, I went to the bag and there was 3 left, and one of them was really rusty, and the other 2 were bad.
So I straightened the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I had
I had enough to fill the order, but just barely.
You know why you're selling it? You can't buy it. The stuff that's closest that I've found is, but it's not right.
really.
No,
I haven't tried to buy
the
it.
nut is too tall. You know the nut surface.
No, they're different versions of the thing. In fact, I got some of it tied up because I got to sit down and try and determine what the part number is, because there's little variances from year to year. And it's
Like, oh, is this a Bally, Williams?
sometimes I get confused.
Yeah, all right, there are changes. Yeah, sure.
Oftentimes you can look in the manual, and the manual
Will have a nice blow up of it, and
sometimes. I think it's in the taxi manual I have at home.
Yeah, for the newer machines. For the older machines like this, they don't really mention too much about hardware. You have to go into that Williams book
The
that
big
you
book.
sold. Yeah,
Mhm.
that big book. I don't know where I got them from. I guess I just came on
The big book is
it's available online, which is helpful.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have it in your hands. I saved one of them,
Did you?
the one with all the coin door parts in it, because I do some good coin door
parts.
Yeah.
Although I'm thin on all that stuff.
Sold all that stuff off too. Is anybody interested in a local pickup? Tell them what in the world is it?
Yeah, I think it was a Tempest, Atari Tempest.
You think?
Yes. I'm almost sure it was.
Okay.
I think it was an Atari Tempest that had an Arkanoid conversion in it. We got it
Uh-huh.
from Ken, I think. And we had Felix paint it, put T-molding on
We
it.
didn't get this from Ken. It was in your old storage.
Was
it
it?
was
It was something that Wolfie. It was a Wolfie piece. I think. Didn't Wolfie give you a whole bunch of video games?
Yeah, he did.
It was one of them.
This has a coin door lock. Well, I mean a back door lock. The cabinet's cleaned out. I put a line cord on it so it's ready for somebody to do what they want. It has your power switch, so that's fine. It's ready for either horizontal, vertical, LED, LCD.
but it would be best used
For a Tempest or whatever
Sure.
belongs in it.
Yeah, but this would be a good cabinet for like a 60.
Okay.
Because there's too much missing.
But what if somebody is an Atari fan and they're looking for a nice, solid Atari cabinet to take their working game that's in a bad cabinet?
There you go.
Maybe their cabinet was underwater,
There you go. This would be
but
it.
they got a working game. Well, there you go. You put the decals on it. You move the guts over. that's a nice solid cabinet, right? It's not water damaged.
It's a factory twin door, or a back door,
Yeah, okay, nice.
and it is no water damage. It has new leg levelers on it.
Nice.
So I have the control panel downstairs, but I don't think anybody's going to need that. If they're gonna swap the Tempest.
That's probably the best idea.
Somebody's got a
Bad cabinet.
Well, if somebody's interested,
call us.
yes.
Come get it. Come get it and bring a reasonable offer. We're not looking to make $1 million off it, right? We just abandoned the Revenge of Dough project. I sold both spinners. One guy said, "You got some wiggle room on the price?" So I let him rot for like a day and a half, and then I sold to somebody else who didn't.
Well, you can't wait. There's no wiggle room. What it is on there, it is on there. If you don't want it, then you don't get it. That's the lesson to be learned. I've done it before too. I've made offers. Well, you don't make an offer on something in this collectible coin-op thing because it's like a pinball. If you don't buy it, it's gone. Somebody else will buy it. If you think that you're only interested in this thing and you're going to haggle over price, you will lose.
Well, I had the only one for
You
sale,
don't care, huh?
and it was nice. I cleaned it up. It was nice to begin with, and I went and I greased it up, and so it was didn't rattle.
Those days are gone. That used to be a common eBay practice, but you can't wait anymore on this stuff. Whether it's on any venue, actually, because if you don't jump, you're not going to get it.
Please visit our eBay store.
Link is in the description. We got more stuff coming to it shortly. I was working on the eBay store today, actually.
It's a constant feed because of the trade-ins and things I get working.
Well, and
When we ever want to clean out truck stock of overstock of stuff, we got boards coming, Ray. Nice jukebox. Got some. What are you doing with this Megatouch junk? You got F&F parts. Here, back here, we got a ton of these old boards. They will be coming to eBay, and they always sell, right? Because I know how to price them. I don't give them away, but I know what the fair market value is, and I adjust the price, or I try to. Any asteroids monitors? You got any asteroids monitors, right?
No, I sold the last one.
I bet you I have one of the. I bet I have a chassis. I mean, I bet I have a. No, I bet I have the.
what do they call it?
Power block?
No, the cage.
Oh, you
got the high voltage.
I got everything but the tube.
The 5-back cage.
No,
High voltage cage.
the whole.
No, the whole thing.
Oh, you have
One of them old electro-home things. Do you remember I sold it? Aren't those for asteroids?
I think I've saved one from getting wet.
A few times.
Yeah,
Then I lost
10
it.
of those.
Yeah.
I use it.
Okay, yeah, you're using it already.
What were you listening to?
Let's check out what Ray listens to. He's got
What is that?
That's Kyoko Matsui,
Never heard of it.
jazz pianist. Japanese.
No, you don't put it on.
I don't.
I'm not.
You can leave it on this page. It's fine. What do you have now?
There's 100 discs in it.
Okay.
It's old.
All right. That was terrible. Is this
I have
picture
some
medicine?
Pharaoh in there.
Okay, that's nice.
Thomas Nichols working on this comment. Somebody else is working on it. My asteroids has dots.
Dots in the comment there. That's the answer. Yeah. Ray's tech line. You can clone it. You could sit here and answer the phone all day.
You need PBR needs a System 7 flipper board. System 7 flipper board? What in the world's that?
System 7 flipper board.
All right, we'll come back to that. My asteroids have dots in the middle of rocks, ships, etc. It may be burned through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the spot killer. It won't hurt anything if you don't correct it, but if it burnt the phosphorus away, that's always going to be a blank area.
Tube's tired. Tube shot.
Yeah. Well, it
Can't
was
live
a
with it.
it was a design problem. when it doesn't get a signal from the game board, the monitor goes into shrink down all the power to one dot in the center.
Nice.
Because it doesn't have any data. So instead of shutting off like they should have designed, they were stupid. So all vector monitors, whether they're color like Tempest or black and white asteroids, all vector monitors. And there were several other games they had. All of them, when they shut down with no signal, they go into a collapse mode and it puts all the power in the center of the tube and it burns the phosphorus away. It won't hurt it, it just becomes obvious because the dot will grow if you leave it sit there that way for hours. And after it grows to as big around as like, well, not quite as big around as about 832. It'll burn about 830 seconds of an inch, and then that's pretty obvious, you know, tube shot then.
What is a System 7 flipper board? I still don't know what that
Well,
is.
System 9 had a separate little flipper board. Remember, like Common had it.
He's talking about a laser key.
Yeah, it could have that. That's later. It could have that little flipper board. Yeah. There's not much on there to go wrong. There's a bridge rectifier. There's a fuse, and there might be a cap on there. I think. I don't know. Forget.
Okay.
I never needed one because you put a bridge rectifier on it. If it's missing, then you're gonna need one.
Okay.
It's a little thing. It's rectangular. A little, if that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Got everything but controlled lamps. Have 18 volts at the connector, but when I plug it to the MPU, it gets 5 volts where it should be 18. I don't understand that question. Can I use any type of vector monitor or just the one from Asteroids?
No, just the one that fits your asteroids. They use two different ones in
You can't use
asteroids.
the color space dual one? Doesn't
No.
work. Compatible. All right.
And asteroids had two different monitors they used, two different manufacturers. So you should put the one that fits your game. You can use the other brand, but you got to rewire. A little
Different connector?
Yes, won't plug in. You'd have to rewire the game a little bit.
18 volts at the connector, MPU 5. What? I don't understand. I still don't understand that question. Rare Cool Item says thank you. PBR's board has traces that are burned up, and he used wire to get the traces back. Yeah.
You can.
So be it.
You can.
Right? Well, that's can't redo the traces. I mean, I guess you can.
If it's not too bad, you don't need a board. That's fine. It's possible. I've done it before.
Rare Cool Items. He lives in New York City.
New York City.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard for him not to get mugged.
What part of the city?
I don't know.
Pretty big area.
He goes around, makes a lot of videos.
We've been there a few places. We went to Manhasset.
He almost got me mugged that one time.
We went to Manhasset.
Remember you made a wrong turn?
We were
Were you arguing with your GPS at the time?
Yeah, I missed the exit. Yeah, it was too quick. I couldn't get over. Their lanes are fast and short, and if you don't get over, and the GPS says you should have made it right there, it's too late. Yeah, we ended up where? Harlem or Bronx or something.
I told you
No,
not to
we've
stop
been
at the stop signs.
We've been to Manhasset, and then we went to.
Tawanda.
No, that's not New York. We went to Queenstown. We went to Woodbury, Long Island. We went to Mark Hittner, who's in what's that town?
I don't know.
It's at the beginning of Long Island. I forget the name right now. We were to Mark's a couple times. It's right where that Belmont horseback is.
Tony doesn't want us to know where he lives.
Tony.
You might hunt him down.
I don't even know Tony.
Sure you do.
Who?
He's pretty fast for an old guy. I just told you about him. He lives in New York and he makes videos. He's been. He said that one comment we put him on at all our meetups or whatever.
I don't remember.
How long you been with us, Tony?
Tony, I think that's your name. Your name's Tony.
New York City is a place I would not recommend for anyone to visit.
Ah, it's not bad. Come on.
You haven't been there recently.
Junior's cheesecakes, man.
It's a free for all. He gets all this
activity on his ring camera outside, like people try to steal his car.
because you know they don't arrest anybody
Anybody in New York anymore. It's a free
for all.
Big cities are hard, man. Baltimore's hard. Philly's hard. Big cities, man. It's just hard. If you're familiar with it and you are a city person, then that's fine. You fit in. If you're out of town coming into there, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. So, you get to be a mark, I guess. If you're out of town and you're looking dopey,
Yeah.
oh boy.
See, I look like a bum wherever I go, so nobody don't look like that shit. I fit in wherever I go. Yeah.
I've been down the city.
Yeah, I know.
I've been to places.
In the city you don't want to know about, right?
It's funny, Mike.
But I don't like to stay there any longer than I have to. I tell you that.
If you have the attitude that you look like you belong, you'll be left alone generally. But if you don't, you can be assured for sure, 100%, that you will be bothered.
No bail and everyone
One carries.
In other words, if you get arrested for something, I think
Correct me if I'm wrong. They don't set bail. They just let you go. You
here, I guess they arrest you.
yeah, go to jail until they let you out, which is going to be very quickly because
They need room for the next person coming in, so they just let you go and
everybody has.
firearm. Or I would go there with a bat and I would probably stick out. He wants to live with the Amish in Lancaster. Well, come visit. Yes, no more bail.
So yeah,
You get arrested for whatever, and
they
then,
let you out.
Lancaster, yeah, we're
no, not the
Amish in Lancaster in New York.
Oh, there's Amish in New York?
No, there's no
Amish in New York. If you get arrested in New York, they don't leave. They let you right back out.
You said he wanted to go to the Amish.
They give you a court date and say have a nice day.
Yeah. Okay.
How about out in
California, where you can walk
into a store and take up to $1,000? Is it $1,000? I think if it's under $1,000,
They can't even arrest you for a misdemeanor in
California.
Oh boy, that's a free for all.
It is.
Never was out west that far, really. Never was there.
He's going to the Christmas Museum in PA when it opens. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, they moved. They're in a new place. I didn't go into the original one. It was on 30 in Paradise, I guess.
Mm.
It's on 30 business.
There's a nice train museum out there too.
Yeah, that's Strasbourg. Now the Christmas Museum moved, and I forget where they moved, but they're still over in Lancaster area somewhere. Never was to the original one. It looked like it was neat, but
It's closed for the scamdemic.
scamdemic. Scam. I thought you weren't allowed that.
Did I tell you about Sis?
She got every possible jab, and now she's laid up, high temperature, all this, every.
Symptom, she's going to be okay, but
It depends on your immunity, Mike. Some people were more susceptible to get sick. I did not get COVID, and whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I did not get it. Thankfully, all through when it first showed up.
going to get us kicked off the internet.
I don't know why.
They say don't.
But they own the rights to it.
Really? All right.
Yeah, if you're not certified to speak about it, talk about it.
No. Well, I didn't get it, and I was lucky to still work.
You got the jab though.
I got Moderna twice, and I still don't have I don't have any. I never had any.
Right. You don't
So-
get sick.
Well, no, but
I took the precaution, but I didn't even get it before that.
it was just a matter of semantics, I guess.
Right. Well, because you're a business.
Because of your business, you're walking into other people's
Yeah,
homes.
I got a
They want to
respect.
hear that
There
you're
is a little
covered.
bit of, yeah.
A little different. Yeah.
There's a respect to it. Right?
Sure.
I mean, come on, and it didn't hurt anything. I didn't have no effect from it. So what the hell's a big deal?
So, and it's a matter of preference.
It really don't bother me at all. I mean, I know I didn't get it. I wasn't affected, and I was cautious, of course.
Have hand sanitizer in my mask and this and that. But
Todd's with us. You remember Todd? He said that the Tech Tips was the Bible of pinball repair or something like that.
I'm sure.
He has a channel too, much bigger than ours. I assume he still has a channel.
Is it the guy? That,
He got all upset because I picked
On the other talk, so he tuned out.
but he's all right. He
Is
was
it
the guy that I did the
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
he looks like he was looking like Colonel Sanders.
Was he the older guy that was on there a lot with that channel, or was that another guy? He would do all kinds of.
Fix it. He was working on what pinball
Machine was he destroying? I think it might have been a
Flash. He was doing his own restoration by himself, and he had his aunt doing the paint work, and she did a really nice job.
Okay, I don't recall.
I think it was a Flash.
All right.
You don't pay close attention to the video program, nor should you.
Well, a little bit.
I think it'd be better if we abandoned pinball entirely and just did reaction videos. Do you know what a reaction video is?
Yeah, I think I'd like that.
I could put something in front of you and just read your reaction. I think people would watch that.
Yeah, this is too close to.
It was
what
a
I
Star
do.
Trek.
This is too close to.
Yes, we know the audio sucks.
We'll fix it someday, maybe.
This is too close to what I do all week long, so it's old.
It was a Star Trek.
Something
And his
new,
auntie,
exciting
His
would be.
his
yeah.
auntie painted it. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll take a break from the pinballs and do reaction videos. I can think of a whole bunch that I would love to put in front of you. What do you have? What are your pronouns? Do you know what your pronouns are?
No.
Come on, you watched
Well,
it.
What would I pick? Yeah, well.
Oh, good.
You're supposed to declare your pronouns now.
Ray should do TikTok dancing videos. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you know what's beneficial about that is they're short, and you can get to the end of it.
Oh, you want to
The
do
TikTok things are short. They're funny and short. Long stuff. I don't know.
So how are we going to produce that?
I don't know. Ray sends me those. I sent you a few of them.
Yeah.
Toyota. Oh, there's some funny ones. It's just funny.
Todd, what's the name of your channel?
Channel, man, I forget. Ray doesn't remember anything.
No, I don't.
Centaur Russ is in. He's complaining about the sound. Remember Centaur Russ?
Yep.
He bought Centaur.
That was one of the early.
That was a
we did.
difficult.
Playfield job.
That was a Playfield swap.
Just get some of your friends involved. Yeah, right.
They're all passed out in Philly.
Involved in what?
In taking over my job.
Make videos.
Oh. Well, they all have real jobs. So what they do for a hobby, like that one guy you met down at Joe's, that'll get old for him soon. Because
I don't know. He looks mentally unstable. It might have some lasting power.
I don't know. But you can't continue that kind of thing.
He claims to be a drummer. I'm going to challenge him.
Yeah, he might lose.
It's hard to say. I'm not very.
Good. But I do have a drum set in my kitchen.
I think you're good on the keyboard, man.
Okay. Well, I can't challenge him to a keyboard off. He doesn't play keyboards. You were sitting on it the other day. I don't really want it in the kitchen.
Oh, the drum thing.
I don't know where to put it.
I got
I still got too much stuff. I got to get rid of stuff.
Well, we got rid of the rolling thing.
Yes. You know, I went back in there for it.
Did you?
I took the casters off of it. It had them nice ones with the stops on them, and
Yeah.
they
What heavy duty enough for a
were piano, so
Yeah.
I grabbed them.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to put them on.
Okay.
Did Ray watch the Bob?
Ross documentary on Netflix. I kind of got it.
No. What is that?
Well, Bob Ross is.
As far as I know, is a painter. Wasn't he that guy with the big hair back in the 70s that would do the...
Show on TV about, and he
Was
teach you
that
how
his
to paint.
name? I know who you're talking about.
Okay, well, that's who I think Bob Ross is. And no, I haven't seen it either.
I've got lots of
Talent. But for what? YouTube channel is just Todd Harrison. Really?
I thought it had some sort of fancy name.
That's the guy I was thinking of.
Yeah. Bob Ross.
Okay.
No answer.
Well,
PBR probably.
Does have as much crap as we do. Come to think of it,
I've seen his set before. He's got GRC posters and pinball parts and
more pinballs and pinball parts.
Yeah.
oh, a painter involved in CIA. I haven't.
Heard that? What, have you put out a video on that yet? Have you ever heard of a video content creator called It's a Gundam?
He reminds me of Rare Core,
But just a little bit.
more loose.
well,
Painter involved in the CIA. I'm gonna have to put up a video of that. I've never, and I don't have Netflix. I could, but I don't have time to sit.
I'm busy.
I'm busy enough.
That's
Part of the reason why I don't make these videos.
yeah.
You see what I'm looking at over there?
Well, things change.
I got work for a whole squad.
Things change for everybody, Mike. What used to be is not now. And I don't care who you are, as long as you think you're going to continue what you're doing. 10 years is going to tell the tale. 10 years will tear it away. So if you think you're enamored with this stuff, just go 10 years and see what that looks like. Enjoy it now, because it might get old. You know, unless you're really, really.
It sure is popular right now.
right. You have never been this busy ever.
You know, yeah, well, people go in and out of this. There's a lot of new,
The scamdemic, certainly.
yeah, newbies are coming around to get interested in this. And then
What this now lately
really has brought out over the last maybe 5 years, and this has nothing to do with that.
pandemic thing, this interest in buying and selling and flipping this stuff and taking advantage of people has become extremely popular, because the people that are looking for money deals and scams, they're all getting all around this. And it's unfortunate because a lot of buyers fall for it.
One of my latest customers fell
For it. The flipper took them, and I had to correct it.
Well, it's common. It's common.
It's more now than
It's-
it used to be. This is an opportunist time. This time in history now is an opportunist time to take advantage of people. And this is a good carrier for it. As popular as this is a major way to take advantage of people.
Well, I don't think Todd's going to be.
Be around very much longer. I mean, I don't see how you can have.
Well,
Frankly, to look
Look
at.
at him, I can't believe he can walk.
whatever.
I mean, why would that doesn't really affect what I
Well, he's
do.
been doing that for years.
Yeah,
Misrepresenting.
yeah.
Representing stuff to newbies.
Yeah. If you don't do your homework, then there's a lot more of him out there other than what he is. I mean, but yeah, sure. You know, you would think as a business that wouldn't be a thing, though. As a hobby guy selling and flipping pins, that is more
Well, it's-
likely.
It's what he. Remember, he accused us of being that, the fly-by-night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess something struck home to where he was losing or getting addressed for called out on.
Called out on, or what
The problem I think
he's got, and the problem Todd has always had at that place over there.
is he cannot keep employees. He's had turnover like it's incredible. Nobody that is
Stayed there.
nobody. His brother maybe, but all of his employees
It says
turned over the years. They all come and go
go as soon as they get enough of it.
what that is. So he can't keep employees. So
I
you
heard
know,
Grimace became a bus driver.
Yeah, he did. It's like the one comment you had on it. A legend? Are you kidding me? The man cannot even keep employees, let alone whatever he's doing there. And hey, you know,
Whatever. If he can make money doing it, there's worse people
He's
than
running
that.
out of time.
huh?
He's running out of time.
whatever.
None of what that is concerns me at all.
I wouldn't think.
No, it does not. All the years I've been doing this, I have never
Had any problem with
with that down there, his thing, ever. It's just not of a concern. I still get stories of what
I know, yeah.
of
It,
encounters.
it comes with the introduction of the machine when you show up and see it, whether they tell you or not.
The lifetime warranty is.
Oh God.
But anyway, this hobby is in people's forefront. People are enjoying this, and I think it's more popular than it was. You're right. And I see a lot of new customers. I pick up probably 10 to 20 a month. New ones. And they come from the YouTube channel. They come from Facebook. They come from all these social medias. They come from the internet browsing.
Hmm.
And they find our channel or our videos or mention. You know.
Well, I'm glad, because otherwise I don't know why I would be doing this.
You know, that's still a major feed. And then, of course, you got recommendations, which are quite a lot.
Sure.
Pass on names from customers.
Well, they all generally, once they get to a certain level of insanity, they all know each other.
Well, here's the thing. People are mostly intelligent buyers and spenders. And if they see pictures of my service truck, my parts inventory, and other references to what I do as far as knowledge and this and that, and everybody has an opinion on the right way to repair or whatever. If they see that type of thing, a service truck parts environment, nobody matches it. Still, nobody. Nobody has what that is. And as a result, when you hire one of these people to come out, they come out with a handful of tools and a couple rubber rings, and that's it. What do they do? Oh, you need all, because a pinball machine, especially the older stuff, even the newer stuff, if you do not have everything, you cannot repair all what's wrong. And if you try to screen your calls and say what's wrong with the machine, now you're falling into customer interpretation. Well, they don't know, and they might not mention all what's wrong with it. And when you get there, you're going to see what they didn't even see.
And they might have 4 other machines also.
And who will? And
if you're not prepared and you do not come with substantial parts, guess what's going to happen? You're going to run yourself back and forth. Your profit is now gone.
Or you're going to hack it.
You won't fix it. You can't hack a burned up coil. You cannot hack a board that needs replaced because it has traces and it got battery damage.
I seen one guy on a Twilight Zone used a flipper rubber to hold a broken flipper switch assembly.
He didn't have the photo interrupter for
The flipper optos, yeah. So he used a flipper rubber, and he screwed it to
the cabinet to hold this.
To hold the assembly. Yeah. And then the guy asked if I wanted to buy the machine. I said no.
So
if you have the right part,
I would have been done far before what that guy did with that.
Sure.
Because that wasn't quick.
So we have a monopoly on it.
No, anybody can go out and spend.
If you have, well, to get into an introductory parts truck, you probably are going to need 30 grand, maybe $40,000.
In parts.
Yes.
Correct. Buying a couple $100
or $2,000 or $3,000 is not going to do it. You're not going to cover new valleys, old valleys. You're not going to cover old Williams,
new Williams. You're not going to cover
Stearns,
Data East. No, you will have no chance. And if you limit your offerings, like I only do WPCs, you will not even make a hobby business out of it. So people that think they want to get in on this and it's a fun thing to do for work, if you do it long enough, it's not fun, it's a job. So if you're having fun doing it as a hobby business with the level you're doing it, enjoy it, but there are going to be a lot of frustrating days. I wouldn't suggest it, actually.
Todd says turn off the directional mic or both of you talk from the same location. Well, I'm not doing that. And I don't think I could adjust the mic live.
Well, if you can do this later, can we do it and see what it
Sounds like on our thing.
Yeah, but I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I'm not going to sit there and rewatch 2 hours of footage.
Like, why do I?
Hey, it's your fault.
It's,
You were gonna do
it's
20
bad.
minutes.
It's bad enough that I'm doing it once, but like I want to go back and rewatch. I guess I should go back and edit it and put in some jokes and all that shit.
You were gonna do 20 minutes. I didn't do it.
I was busy working.
Mind my own business.
On that note, thank you everybody for joining us. I've seen enough. Maybe we'll try this again. I don't know. I got to figure out what's going on with the audio problem.
Alrighty.
But frankly, I got other shit.
Shit to do.
There are priorities, Michael.
It's not this.
Yeah.
This is so far down my list.
Things I want to do.
If you don't recognize your priorities, you're in trouble.
No matter what you're doing, not only just this stuff, you will be in trouble. And either family member, somebody's going to recognize it.
Yeah.
You got to watch. It'll bite you.
All right. Well, that's good.
A lot of our regular friends chimed in here, and I'm happy to see them all. We appreciate you. Maybe we'll try this again, Ray. I don't know. Hit the thumbs up on the way through. Comment, like, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. We appreciate you. We wish you a happy Labor Day.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Are you on the road tomorrow? No. Okay, take the day off. Are we gonna
Have a cookout?
I don't know.
Let's do a
I don't know
cookout.
what
You
Gene's
gonna
doing.
feed me? Look how skinny I'm getting.
Yeah, I know. You're wasting away.
All right, folks.
Stay safe. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a good night.